I'm so fucking awkward, man. What the fuck? What is up, boys, and welcome back to this new video. Today we're gonna talk about these cheap capture cards you can buy on Amazon right after the intro. See you then. Okay, so I know everyone already made a video on this cheap capture card and they compared it with the Camlink and whatnot, and I know there are 100 videos out there talking and rambling about is it good or is it not good. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I thought I can buy like a couple of these and run them at the same time. But there's a problem. I'm gonna let Hector do the unboxing. So Hector, do it, man.
Am I a fucking joke to you, Holmes? What the fuck do you want me to unbox? This is the box, this is what's inside the box. You already unboxed it yourself, you motherfucker.
So what options do you have with multiple cameras when you want to run multiple cameras in your studio? Well, you have either Decklink or a Atom Mini Pro. And both are like different, very different devices. The Atom Mini Pro is something you can use for a live broadcast, but you have to switch scenes externally on the Atom Mini Pro. The Decklink is a PCI Express that you can build into your computer, and you have the HDMI inputs or SDI inputs, depending on which one you bought. You can get both of them. You can switch HDMI inputs internally in OBS Studio. They're called HDMI 1, HDMI 2, HDMI 3, and HDMI 4. And that's very important because these don't have any drivers. They have no dedicated software. They just run under standard USB video drivers on Windows 10. And that means they have the same name. And why is that a problem, you might ask? Well, if they have the same name, they're not going to work because OBS, or let's say Windows 10, can only identify one at the same time. If you have two devices named the same, running on the same USB root hub, you're going to run into problems because you're only going to be able to identify one at the same time. This was a big problem for me because I thought I'll just buy 100 of these. I'll just gonna plug it into my USB hub. And yeah, basically I have like a Decklink for less than $50, and that's great. But it doesn't work that way. Like I said, they're not going to work under the same USB root hub. And what a USB root hub is basically a USB controller, which controls USB 2.0, 3.0, 1.2, if that's a thing these days. But anyway, they're like different controllers on your motherboard, which don't work together, they work separately. So if you run one per USB root hub, you're fine. But if your computer only has like two USB root hubs or one, then only one capture card is gonna run at the same time. Question now is, how are you gonna find out first of all, how many root hubs you have, and how you can identify which USB input runs on which root hub? Okay, so for that, you just want to go into your device manager. This works on Windows and Linux and Mac. You just go into your device manager, and under USB settings, you can see USB root hub. And normally on desktop PCs, you have like 3 of them. Depending on how many root hubs you have, you can run as many capture cards from the same brand. You run into the same problem with the Camlink as well. It's not just a cheap USB capture card from Amazon thing. How are you gonna find out which USB input runs on which root hub? And that's just a matter of trial and error. Just plug the first one into your whatever USB port you have, take the second capture card and plug it into the next USB port. If it works, well, you're on a different USB root hub. If not, you're on the same root hub and you just want to try the next port. So you take the second capture card and try the next port, leaving the first one in the same port you had it already, and just take the second one and try the next USB port. And that's just trial and error. If you want to have like a cheap solution, you're just gonna have to go through hell to make it work. But you only have to do it once. If you're not able to find the second USB root hub, just plug your keyboard or your mouse out, try that port instead, and take a look. You're just gonna have to switch USB gadgets all over. So that's the only solution I can think about right now. Plug the first one in, take the second one, and try out every single port you have on your computer. If you have only 3 USB root hubs, you're probably only going to run 3 of them at the same time. Don't even bother trying to buy a external USB hub. It's not going to work. And I don't know the longevity of these things, how long they're gonna run okay, but I'm just gonna try and find out. I mean, it's not a big investment, you know. If they break, well, they're gone, just buy another one, you know. But this one is something you have to think of. Do I really want to invest $130 in something that I'm not probably going to use every day, depending on your situation or whatnot? And you're definitely not going to invest in a deck link for $500 and plus because it makes absolutely no sense, except you're in a professional environment and you need the 4K and you have like a whole studio built around that. But for everyone starting out on YouTube or with streaming or with something like that, there's absolutely no sense for you to buy this one or the deck link. Just go with the cheap capture cards, whatever brand works for you, whatever you find on Amazon in your location is going to work fine, depending on how many USB root hubs you have. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and we're gonna see you in the next video. Peace.